Hello guys, so it's time for a new video, this time a compilation of boulders from this spring. So I started with the one who took me the most attempts, the Lamia San. Somebody I ran into in the forest told me it would be a good boulder for a tall guy. And yes, it really is. Here you can see the stand version. It took few attempts to get dialed, but that went pretty quickly. But it's really the sit that took me for ages. So for me the hardest part was really getting this right heel hook perfectly, because this right sloper, this right hand sloper is not very good, and it's hard to be confident on it. If you feel it right, the rest of the boulder is easy. And then from here, when you're tall, you can just reach and grab the top. Oh, yeah, that's straightforward, but once you felt the hold once, it's really, you know you can do it. So yeah, place the right heel, and then you execute. It's a bit tall, but not scary. The fall is clean. So yeah. Oh, and actually the music in the background is from my new EP, because some people know I do music too. I compose some electronic music on a French label Cracky record. So if you like it, you can check it out. I will leave the links in the description. It's on Spotify, everything. You can even buy the vinyl if you want, and if you ask me, I can even sign it for you. It's 300 editions, 300 copies sold. Okay, so back to climbing. I had a few attempts trying to figure out the right-left hand. I ended up choosing the finger pocket, and it's not that easy to find the sequence for the feet. Like, I ended up with crossing the feet, but it takes a lot of tension, a lot of power, and then when you arrive at the right heel hook, you're gassed. I had a good attempt early on, and then it was really it went really bad, so I kind of lost hope. So while I let my attempts go, I will just tell you a bit about what about right now. So this video is probably the last one for quite some time, because I unfortunately have a golfer elbow in my right arm, so thankfully it's during the summer, so anyway I won't have done anything hard, because I'm still on my quest for my first 8A. So I did quite a few good tries in El Nino, so might be this one, but right now it's too hot and I'm too much in pain on my right arm to climb hard, so I'm just focusing on short sessions, rehab. Try to find my own protocol. Some of you might know I'm a doctor too, so I try to read some research and try to make my own protocol. And in the end, I decided that I will do almost no stretching, even if some people told me it was helpful. I actually think it's helpful and it eases the pain, but in the long term, I'm not sure it's that good. So since I'm not sure, I prefer to skip it, and I really trust Dave McLeod, and he says stretching is not very helpful and you should mostly do conditioning and concentric move on the affected muscle. That's the common flexor of the tendon. So that's what I'm doing. A lot of exercises, isometric, concentric, eccentric. Everything really. I have a wrist range, I have pinches, I do the hammer rotation, I do the classic wrist curls, and I really think that it's the speed of the contraction that's the problem, and that gives this injury, because this injury is found in golfer too, and they really contract super fast the muscle. We do the same in climbing when we latch a hold or when we generate momentum from a hold. So I found that when I'm not generating fast movement or catching holds, it's fine. So I'm trying to climb more statically with my right arm until it gets better. and right now it's feel like I'm having some success. I'm trying to do very heavy isometrics, very heavy sloper fingerboard. You know, I attach 20, 30 kilogram, and I do it on the Beastmaster 2000, the middle, well, the edge that's on the right. I think it's 30 degree, not the 45, that's very hard to hold, and it really feels like it's doing something. So yeah, let's hope it works, and I'm back to climbing full force in September. Right, at this point I was really tired. I think it was my last good attempt I could have, so you'll see how it turned out. So now it's time for El Poussah. Actually, I wanted to do the longer version this time, so I tried to do the short version to get the moves back. And I flashed this boulder a few years ago. It's my proudest flash to date. Yeah, but as you can see this time, I could feel that my shoes were way too big. It was my old Dragos. I should have switched before. So for this try, it's actually my newest Dragos, size 43 when I'm 48 in the street. It's the first attempt with my new shoes, the first time they touch the rock. And yeah, it's actually a game changer. I could feel the right toe perfectly, so you need tight shoes for this one. And the move of this 7A came back really quickly for me, so it was a good premonition for the longer version. So I tried this slow version a few years ago, but to no success. And this time I tried to find another method. At first I tried going for the high line of holds, the one when you put your right foot, as everybody was doing in the videos, but somehow I couldn't do it, or I needed to generate like a dynamic power, and I really didn't want to do that with my right arm starting to be painful. So I was looking for a more slow solution. And I found a good method, a good tall people method, where you just do a big span between the right hand of the rallongé version and the starting left hand of the 7A. But still the first move was really hard for my right arm, that's why I'm trying to avoid it a bit. I'm trying to stay not super long on the starting position because it's a bit painful. Just long enough to show that I control the movement, but then I move straight away. So yeah, this is the tall person thing. I really like the movement, it's really cool. It takes a lot of power away from you for the top, and yeah, this move where you bring back the right arm is pretty intense too. So I think it deserves a good 7B, maybe even 7B plus. And it's for sure 5 stars. It's really classy, physical, delicate. If you have the ability, you should try it. Okay, now even watching the video now is painful because this was supposed to be the warm-up when me and Kenny were gonna try Il Nino, and it was, yeah, it's 7A, but it was so hard for me. We were both super boxed, like Kenny is my size, so and the movement felt stupid for us. But then, you know, it's those times where, you know, it's 7A and you are so bothered that you can't do it, that you put way too many attempts and too much energy trying to find a way to do it for you. And then the way was just to force it and to destroy my right hand in the tiny pockets where I could almost fit only one finger. Yeah, I really regret spending that much time here because it's really a nasty boulder. And I still feel a little trick in my right hand from this nasty pocket. And it's too bad because the move once you grab this high left hand are really cool, but the start is, wow, it's so bad when you're tall. It's everything you don't want. Now a little handheld video. This one is 36.15. Actually, it's a play on word with the French old school internet system from the 80s, where you had to start by dialing those numbers before the name of the website. Anyway, I tried the right version at 7C, but I felt budged. I felt like it just wasn't for me. And when I checked the name of the people who repeated it, it was like not much tall people, so probably the right version. 7C is really hard when you're tall, but this one was fine. Not very nice, but okay. Yeah, so now le Chaînon Manquant, a big classic of Rocher Canon, with probably the worst camera angle that there is here on YouTube, so we'll pass very quickly on this one, but it's 5-star, it's really classy. Gorgeous move. When you're tall, you have to do it. It feels really good. You just bump and you are never bunched, and the holes are good. Big moves, high but not scary. So yeah, really recommended. And at the top I was a bit concerned because I didn't check the top and it was mossy. It was really disgusting, so that's why I opted for this not very elegant whale style top out. So I promise you this is the last nasty one of the video, but it's really, this one is really bad when you're tall, because you can see it. It's just hard to get in the position when you're just squeezing for your life, and every hold is too close from the other one, and the feet are really bad, and you have to rotate around yourself. It's a good lesson of climbing, but yeah, it's really hard. I just wanted to do it because I failed to do it 3 years ago, so now I felt like I had to do it to feel like I did some progress. But the end is cool, but all this section until you grab this left hand, it's so hard. After that it's really okay when you're tall. So last boulder of this video, l'arête des Comiques. A really classy one, really nice arête. Went down pretty quickly. It's in the beautiful Rocher Saint-Germain that gets surprisingly crowded during the summer, even though it's not that close to Cuvier or the Trois Pignons forest. So again, this kind of boulders where you can just choose where you put your hand and feet is fits everybody, tall or short. So it's really about having the strength to hold and know the right body positions and maybe just dial the beta once or twice, but it's really not that hard. Just the middle section is a bit physical. Alright, I will leave you with the video and my music again. So I hope you enjoyed and see you probably in September or October. Hopefully I'll be 100% and hopefully there will be new hard stuff and maybe my first 8A before 2024, who knows. Have a nice day, have a nice trip maybe in the forest, guys. Bye.
Un peu la baston quand même.
Ouais, j'ai senti à un moment, t'as les pieds qui ont lâché.
Ouais.
Je t'ai repris. C'est bien.
Ouais, je suis content, sans me faire mal.